Hello, my name is Roar Takeover, and I am making this video for a couple reasons, but the main reason being going further in depth of what is my latest project, Misery.
Follow me closely. I've been praying and waiting. Still there, no sleep. Still waiting for you. Flip the script on me, I'll show you what I have.
Like I said, there is a couple reasons I'm making this. One is a lot of people, if you were to look me up, you wouldn't really know what my personality is really like, because I just have music videos and I keep all my old stuff up from when I was younger. I swear to God, I didn't mature until I was like 19. So I have like a lot of weird videos that you can check out. I don't care. I think it's good to have them up to see my progression. And I just started, making content a little bit more. I'm creating skits where I play characters. And some people think I'm a nerd, and I'm not. I'm just acting. And yeah, that's really it. I just wanted to make sure people know who I am. And the way I write, it's very depressing. I'm not depressed. I'm not depressed because I get it out through music. So that's good. I'm fine. The main reason I'm making this video is because Misery was the first project that actually put me on some kind of map. There were blog posts about me. I went on a couple podcasts, and I had some radio plays with one of my songs, and that was really cool. Not enough to make this a full-time thing. That's the goal someday. But Misery as a whole is a concept album. So it actually has a whole storyline to it, and I thought it would be a cool idea to explain what that story is and why there's two parts to it. Why there's a Misery Part 1 dependent and a Misery Part 2 independent, and why didn't I combine them? There's all reasons for this, and I just figured I'd come on here and explain all that. Also, I did not write down what I'm supposed to say, so I'm just saying everything. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Let's start on Misery Part 1 dependent with the first song, Sacrifice.
I got it, damn, I can stand out. Live fast, die young, it's what it's all about. I don't need no conversation.
Alright, so Sacrifice. We're starting really low. This is actually a fictional story, but I use my emotions to try to create stories based on things that I've felt in the past. So, first thing you notice is there is like this AI voice. Those are supposed to be your conscience, your conscience and subconscious. I think I'm saying that right. You know that movie? It's like they're like people in people's head or something like that. That's them. So they're saying that we can't function. We need someone else to help us because we are so far gone on whatever. And it is drugs. This person is a drug addict, and they are strung out on drugs. And they just say in the chorus that they need someone to sacrifice their life so they can keep living theirs, because they cannot live on their own. They will die. And then at the end, they find someone. They find what's called an enabler, which jumps into number 2, misenabler.
Sorry, girl, if you couldn't tell, I'm an addict. Feeding my demons with whatever reason I turn into habits. Here to walk off while I crisscross, I'm the baddest. Bound me to stay, won't push me away, cause in bed I go savage. Yeah, said she can't go back, cause her hands are tied.
Misenabler. She's someone that enables you to continue doing your demons. I always call them demons. Anything that looks like it's good for you or feels good but actually destroys you, that's a demon in my opinion. So she's enabling him. And you can also hear in this song, I've been told who's the feature on this song. I think that's hilarious. There is no feature. It's me. I just speak, or I'm singing. I'll be like singing, and then I block my nose at certain points, and then it has like that like weird like rappy thing. Sounds weird. It's like very nasally. Yeah, literally, I was singing. I'd be like, "She can't go back when hands are tied," and then I'd be like,
I was on go, go, turtle like crap, you look so.
and that's it. That's what I did. And the reason I did that, I call it there's probably a name for this, but I call it bipolar writing. And I use that term a lot when I'm writing. I made it up. There's probably a term for it, but I like to do bipolar writing where either that's like it sounds like there's two different people singing, but it's always supposed to be the same person, and that's just kind of like artsy, I guess, like showing that someone's very unstable. And another way that I do that stuff in other songs is I'll have the beats that I use are just very like flip floppy, like very hard 808s, and then like it's just calm. Bipolar writing. I don't know. There's probably a name for it. If you know what it is, write it down so I can write it in the comments so I can figure that out and start using that term. But bipolar writing it is. Yeah, and also the guy knows he's broken and is very happy that he has someone that is just helping him use. All right, now let's jump into the third track, I Don't Care Now, or IDCN.
Oh, she's a silly bitch who came to fuck my life up. My veins run filthy rich and fallen angel teardrop. I'm so sick of this, just leave, but you won't stop. Fuck the scene, I'll be mean till my brain pop. I do cocaine all night long. I go insane, I go weak long.
Now this one was fun. I actually really enjoyed writing this one because this is the first song I wrote with the heavy 808s and everything, which actually made me switch genres, I guess. You'll notice the 3 singles on this 6-song EP, which is Better, Misenabler, and Love Tipsy, aren't as like crazy. Love Tipsy a little bit, but like the beats for the other 3 songs go harder, and that was me like going like, oh, I fuck with this style, let me try to write with that. So this is also where I'm switching genres compared to my last projects. You'll hear a difference. It was more like rap beats, I guess, and then this is more like hyper pop beats, and I really fuck with them, and I fuck with that style of writing. It really fits what I want to do personally. But IDCN, he gets kicked out, and I show that in a music video. I made a music video for this, just a do-it-yourself music video. And now he's just going through these weird emotions, bipolar writing. He misses her, but is so pissed that she kicked him out, but is like kind of just freaking out in his head because now he's withdrawing. He can't get what he wants anymore. So he's going through this freak out moment. Like he's like, you know what, fuck you, I don't need you. But then at the same time he's like, oh, but like I feel terrible now, I don't feel good, I want you back. And then he's like, nah, fuck you actually. And he just keeps flip-flopping. I like that song a lot. I like all my songs, I guess. All right, let's get into number 4, Love Tipsy.
They call it suicide, but I swear that you missed me. If love's a party night, then I swear I'm feeling tipsy. Lost in your eyes till I close them when you kissed me. Caught up in your lies, cause ideas always get me.
Love Tipsy was the second single I released. It was the last song I released for like a while. Like in between releasing Love Tipsy and Misenabler, there was like almost a year or something. I'd have to look, but there was like a year gap. Like I stopped writing. Now Love Tipsy was actually like, it actually got like some good streams. And when I say good, I mean like 7,000. Like at my level, that was like pretty solid. This song ties into the story as he is now, you know, a little bit calmer, but is now just so in denial that she even kicked him out and everything, and is like, oh, you know what, like she's gonna call me, like she's fine and everything. He's just kind of in denial that he got kicked out and everything. Again, you can tell that he's still pretty unstable and really wants her back and thinks that it's gonna happen. It's, oh no, she's gonna call me and everything's gonna be fine again. Again, this is also during a withdrawal period. Again, that's just in my head of how I envisioned it. So now let's just jump into track 5. Better.
When I'm by your side, I look so much better when I'm with you. I feel the tension when you're in the room.
So Better is more of a singing video, a singing song, singy song. And also, going through these songs, you can hear how my voice is changing. Like, I don't know. Like, every song, like, I sound different, I feel. I hear that a lot. Like, oh, that was you, but then this is you. It's like, yeah, I don't know. Same concept as Love Tipsy, except on, like, a nicer, more, like, in a nicer, more calm way, I would say. So it's basically the same concept as Love Tipsy, but it's better. And yeah, he still misses the girl and is trying to get over her. Same thing. Now is on the other side of withdrawals a little bit, more on like the back end of it. Again, how I envisioned it. Now let's jump to the last track, track 6 of Misery Part 1 Dependent, which is Knife.
Now you'll find out I'm supposed to sleep with a knife in my back now, taking my seat and my crying better wind down. Looking fake love, now I care, let it drown out. Clever when I'm bored, now you'll find out.
This was another one I really enjoyed making. Now thinks like, you know what? I don't need her. I'm good. I'm making it now. I could do this. And he's also saying like, fuck you. I'm good. And that's really the song. And I love the chorus of that song. I think it slaps. And now is probably when I should tell you why there's 2 parts to this, because that was the first half. And now we're about to jump into the really solid project. Part 2, Misery Part 2, Independent. So all of those tracks I just explained, those were mixed and mastered by me. I'm not the best at mixing, but you can hear over time I got a lot better. Like if you were to go to like Walls and On the Road, like those early songs, they're pretty sloppy, but you know, I was getting better. And the difference between these 2 projects is I actually got in touch with an audio engineer. He reached out to me. He found me. Don't even know how. But his name is Get Together, and he changed the game for me. This guy fucking murders it. I think he found me from like my little video that I made for Miss Enabler, if I can remember correctly. But he hit me up and said like, hey, really like your music. It definitely needs, like, he's just like very good work, but it definitely needs like, you know, just a little bit more like tweaking. And I can really help you with that. And like, I've been scammed in the past. When you're an artist, you like read something and you're like, oh, you can fucking blow up, or I can help you with this. And you're like, oh shit. All right, let me send you some money. And then, yeah, I was like, all right, like, what can this guy really do? So I sent him a song, and it came back, and I was like, all right, holy fuck, I think we're gonna work well together. And now we are tight, and we are just making some bangers out here. So shout out Get Together. That kid fucking kills it. So Get Together is actually the reason why there is 2 parts to Misery. Part 1 is my mixing, and part 2 is his mixing. And without further ado, let's move on to Misery Part 2 Independent. First song being Misery.
So another breakdown. My head's up on the water, but I'm waist down. If I go any longer, I'll be face down. And I know I am stronger, this a Gravetown. I just need to get proof that.
Now this song is, in my opinion, my best writing. It is a 4-minute and 46-second long song, going off of Knife, where I'm good, I can do this. This song is him kind of getting a little unstable. Like, I'm doing it, but I don't know. I feel like I'm about to snap and relapse or something. This song represents a battle with one's mind. Bipolar writing. When it's soft, he's talking very nice and positive, but has apprehensions, and then he starts to freak out, and then he just goes into freak out modes. Another cool thing with this song is towards the end, I slowed the tempo down, and made it like he's like falling into this trap of relapsing, where he just thinks that's the only thing I can do right now. And the song actually ends on a very dark note. He actually ends up relapsing at the end. And again, there's AI talk just to help with the story. The voices in his head are talking to each other, but he just relapsed. He can't even hear his own thoughts. His conscious and subconscious are trying to figure out, all right, what's going on? What do we do now? So it says like they press a button. It's called like Project Hope. They do Project Hope, which I made up. It is they put fear into the character of the thing that he loves, which is like these drugs, and they just fill that void with fear, so he won't ever go back to it. And it either works with people, and this is a real thing too. Like if you ever like are an addict, like I've read that if you're an addict, you can get so scared of it, because you only remember like the worst stuff, and if you're not strong enough to not do it anymore, if you start doing it, it actually like fucks your psyche up, because you're doing like something that it's so against your moral code that you now have set up that your mind breaks, and like, I don't know, scary stuff. So they press this button and they hope it works, that he's just so scared of it. And spoiler alert, it works. That brings us into the next song, track 2, Relapse.
Summertime, it's come to finalize. 4 baddies and a lack of addies. ADHD, so I'll be fine. I've never been inside a caddy, but at 3 a.m. is when all red line.
Relapse, funny enough, isn't actually about him relapsing. It's about him being like, you know what? Yep. Like, I just relapsed and I'm fucking done now. Cold turkey. He goes out and celebrates because he's not addicted to alcohol. That's like the only weird thing is like, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna write about him drinking because he's clean. That doesn't make, I don't know. So he was obviously addicted to something crazier. I wrote it as just like, we don't really know what he's addicted to. But yeah, this song's just kind of like yeah, I'm done with that life. That leads into some AI talk at the end, stating that he now can hear his thoughts again, and they're like, all right, we see that you are completely done with all this, so you're gonna get like happiness, and like you're gonna be given love. And then that leads into the next song, which is track 3, Shaylee.
I moved to LA on a train. I left with no money to my name, and I'm trying to catch just a little bit of fame, but I ended up with nothing at all. Oh no, here I fall, all because I missed a call, and I'm trying to sleep.
Shaylee is actually the oldest song I wrote on this, and what I mean by that is I wrote it in 2016. I have a demo recording of it back in 2016, and I liked the song a lot. I don't know who a Shaylee is. Like, I think there was like one Shaylee that went to my high school. It just worked. Like, when I write, it just like happens. I'm not like writing it actually about someone that I liked named Shaylee, but I thought it was a great love song, and I wanted to make it different. I wanted to put like kind of like a beat that I would make an actual song to. I didn't want to do more of a ballad thing. I wanted to try making a love song that actually was really upbeat. So here's Shaylee. And I put it here because right after right after the song Relapse, he's gifted love. He meets this girl named Shaylee, and then he falls in love. But that creates a new story. On to track 4, Pressure.
I'm watching nosebleeds, I know you're still attached. Why is my role like your mom or dad? Pressure, my girl, you switch up like the weather. It's so cold, need to buy a sweater. Every day is double header. I'm here, I just wanna make you better.
Pressure. This is actually my favorite song personally to listen to. I'm obsessed with this song. I know that sounds weird coming from the artist, but you got to be your biggest critic and your biggest fan. You have to be both. Now this song, really cool. It's saying like, oh, you know, I'm doing good. I'm sober now. But I'm running into like these weird problems. So let's break down the chorus a little bit. Flip the script on me, I'll show you what I have. So something's going on. So he just got a girl in his life, and he's like wondering, why is my role like your mom or dad? So it sounds like he's kind of now being a dependent to Shaylee, and that's weird to him. He's like, well, why are you so needy to me? And and again, just like a little tap into my mind, how I'm writing this is who this character was on the first project, part 1, Misery. This girl, Shaylee, is now him. So he has reversed his roles. So instead of him being dependent, he is now the enabler. So that's just a little foreshadowing. And this is the first song that you start to hear like a little bit of controversy between the two of them. And he has like a little freak out moment. He has like, and like, I call it like the climax of the album. I know it's climax isn't used in like as a term in music, but it is in movies. So if this was a movie, this is like the climax part of him being like, oh, I'm freaking out, like, you know, I'm trying to deal with all this pressure. My girl, you switch up like the weather. It's so cold, I need to buy a sweater. Every day is double header, like, you know, baseball, like that's a long day. But I'm here and I just want to make you better. Like, he can't understand why she's acting however she's acting and whatever she's doing. And again, tapping into my head, she's doing drugs. He is him. She is old him. He's just freaking out about it. He's like, well, I'm clean and now I'm with a drug addict. So he's kind of freaking out about it. And that leads to him getting anxiety. And that goes into our next song, track number 5, Bleeding.
Running numbers up, what's the meaning? Only feedback is my conscience starts screaming. Now I'm bleeding. Now I'm fiending. And I'm screaming. What's the meaning? What's the reason?
Bleeding is a banger, in my opinion. So this song was never supposed to actually be on the project. It was supposed to just be 7 songs on this. It was going to go right into the next song, See You Die. And that would have worked. But I had like, now going into like real life, I just was on a date with someone, and then we set up a second date. And that day I was recording Come Back New, which I'm going to get to. That's another song. And I finished it, and then I was supposed to go on this date. And the girl ghosted me. I don't know what I did. I guess I'm not good enough. But she was a cool girl, so I was kind of like upset about it. I was like, damn. So I was like, instead of just moping around, like not having anything to do, I wrote a song in an hour, and I recorded it in the next hour. And that song is called Bleeding. So here we are. Bleeding is about anxiety. I actually started getting anxiety fairly recently. Not fairly, a little bit ago. I'm good with anxiety right now, but I had to go to the hospital. I always made, this is kind of like sad, but I used to like make fun of people with anxiety. I was like, dude, stop freaking out. What are you doing? And then it happened to me. And then I was like, oh, fuck, what the fuck is this? This shit sucks. So, yeah, it derails your day. So this song is about anxiety, and it ties nicely into the story because he's now dealing with a girl that is mimicking his old self, and it bothers him to the core, and his brain is popping over it. There you go. That is bleeding, and it's just a freak out. Bleeding's just a freak out, and I think it slaps. I love listening to this. I think this is my second favorite song personally on this album. It's like Pressure, Bleeding. Those are my two favorites, honestly. But now we're going into the fan favorite, which is track number 6, See You Die.
Finally had the courage, take the knife out my back, but when I'm with you, you put it right back. You got me intertwined, made me blind, just to suck me dry of the good I have. Well, I don't wanna fight no more, I don't wanna make me cry. Selfish that I said it like that, well, I don't wanna see you die.
See You Die. This song went on radio stations. It hit number 12 on the Emerging 300 chart. I don't even know what that is, but like, that was cool. This song did a lot of cool wonders. It was the single leading into this second part of the project, so maybe that's why, but I don't know. This is a very good song in my opinion. You know, it is a catchy song, so you know, it does make sense to me. Now this song is about him going like, you know what, I can't do this anymore with you. I'm too much of an enabler to you, and you're doing all these weird things. Like you're going into, I think I have like a line in it. It says you called the cops on yourself when you got lost in a Costco. 'Cause Costco's are like big places. I've actually never been to one, but yeah, she's like, that's not normal behavior. You got lost in a public place and you're calling the cops like that. There's something wrong there. Right? It also states like, finally had the courage to take the knife out my back. This is kind of a play on the song Knife. Finally had the courage to take the knife out my back, but when I'm with you, you put it right back. You're like, I fixed myself, but I now feel not fixed when I'm around you, and that's not good. So something needs to happen. Going into track 7, Come Back New.
Take a vacation from your drugs and learn yourself and learn how to love. Like I said, I am done with the fights.
Come Back New. This song, my dad actually helped me write this song. This song would not exist without my father. He sends, every now and then, he'll send me some lyrics. He's a writer. Michael Troy, you should look him up. He's very good, very talented. He wrote the first verse. I tweaked the first verse a little bit, some of his wording, to make it fit. And then, but the whole, and when you come back new, I thought it was so beautiful, and I just had to work with that. This song, though, is basically like, if you were to do an intervention on someone, you could all sit down, click play on this song, and sit there, and the person would know exactly what's going on and get the whole message. You don't even need to talk in interventions. You could just play Aurora Takeover song, Come Back New. And then that's the intervention. He sends Shaylee to rehab. He sends Shaylee to rehab. That's what happened. All right, let's get into the last song on the album, track 8.
'Cause I can feel it, I can feel it, I can feel it now. Am I dreaming? I can feel it.
Now, Dreaming, I thought this was going to be my number 1 because it is so mainstream sounding. This or Shaylee, I thought were going to be like my best song on the like received, like the best well-received song on these projects, because I just feel like they can hit a broader audience They're just more basic sounding. But hey, see you die, you know? I'm fine with that. That's cool. That's a little bit different. Dreaming is like the wrap-up song. We're ending on a good note. He's made it through. He's dealt with this crazy girl. He got out of a drug addiction, and he feels fucking great. And he's talking about it. I can feel it. He can feel it. Am I dreaming? Is this real life now? Yes, it is real life. You have made it. You've made it through adversity, and you can now live a great life. Ta-da. And that is Misery, part 1 and part 2, wrapped up in a nutshell. That's the story. Now, again, I didn't write, I should probably like write stuff down of like pointers that I want to say, and I might have missed some things. If anyone has more questions, I'm not a big artist yet. Comment. Let me know any questions you have. Again, this is probably the first video that like you can kind of see, recently, that you can see how I actually am in real life. Also, I've never really marketed this like and put this out there, but I do have a merch shop. One sec. Like, I set up a Shopify and I created this hoodie where it says Misery. It's just blacked out. Like, I kind of went with like the idea of like, you know, like the My Chemical Romance Black Parade t-shirt. Like pretty similar, but not. And honestly, I fucking love this thing. There's a couple other shirts on there. I'll probably like edit them in. Yeah, those. Yeah, they're cool. So I'll put the link for the Shopify in the description if you guys want to support me. Because again, we're not big yet. We don't do this full time. So anything helps. Rock Misery. Now that you know the story. And yeah, let me know what else you guys want to know. Also, I just wanted to shout out the people that kind of helped me with this project. My dad, shout out for Come Back New. That's a banger song. Get Together. Gotta praise you all the way. Shout out Get Together. Shout out to the people that helped me with music videos. Drew Timmons, Will Timmons, and Steven Wilson. Thank you for making this all possible. All right, well, I am taking off. Have a good one, everyone.